Well, the really big decision for Ziegler and McDaniels coming up, maybe the biggest decision is what to do with Derek Carr. You got a franchise quarterback, is the final year of his 5-year, $125 million deal. He's making almost $20 million next season, none of it guaranteed. And they got to figure out what to do with him. And you've got basically 3 realistic options. Extend him, trade him, let him play it out. That's basically it. I don't think there's any chance they let him play out that contract. I cannot imagine Derek Carr playing on a non-guaranteed contract, and they're going to let him just like play the season out and then lose any ability to trade him or do anything with him. Like do not see the Raiders doing that.
I don't see this front office doing that. That's just not smart.
I don't see anyone doing that. And it sounds like if you listen to Jason McDaniels, he really likes Derek Carr. He was asked about
who's Jason McDaniels. Does he work in the parking lot?
Or Josh McDaniels.
There you go.
I'm gonna learn the head coach's name someday. At least you hear when Mark Davis did the press conference, he called him Josh McDaniel. Didn't add the S. Did you pick that up?
He was saying double earlier. That's why he was knocking the scotches back.
It's like, does Josh have a twin? So you call him the Josh McDaniels? Like he didn't even know he didn't even say
McDaniels.
He didn't even say his new head coach's name correctly. He called him Josh McDaniel, not Josh McDaniels. I laughed a little bit. Very Mark Davis. Anyway, Josh had this to say about his new franchise, not his new franchise quarterback, but new to him.
Derek's won a lot of games in this league, and we've competed against each other a number of times, and I have a lot of respect for him. He certainly did a good job this year leading their offense, and I spoke with him yesterday. We had a great conversation. Looking forward to actually getting to meet him and get to know him as a person, as a human being, and then getting to work, in terms of developing our offense this year into what it's going to be. But there's no question that we have the capacity and capability of winning with Derek here. We all know that, and I look forward to the challenge of trying to grow not only Derek, but everybody on the roster to try to reach our potential. I never feel like a player, is a finished product, and our job as coaches is to continue to identify places where we might be able to get better and work hard to try to improve. And I know he's completely on board with that. Again, we had a great conversation, and I look forward to our relationship.
That's about as much praise a head coach will give a quarterback that's going into a contract negotiation. Because if you hype him up, he's the best quarterback ever, we're going to win Super Bowls, he's going to be MVP next year, then his agent, when they start negotiating, is going to be like, yeah, Josh McDaniels said he's going to be MVP and win a Super Bowl. Like, we're a $40 million quarterback. So he's not going to just heap praise on him. But going into a contract year, that's about as much praise as a head coach is going to give a quarterback in that situation. No way he's getting traded. No way he's playing out that contract. He's getting an extension this offseason.
It all depends, man, because I'll tell you something right now. The guy standing next to him, or the guy sitting next to Josh McDaniels, is the one going to make the call. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you something. He's not going to overpay for him. He's not going to overpay for Derek Carr. Derek Carr is going to get what he's worth and not a cent more. And those receipts are going to get cashed. All this, I've been the highest paid quarterback. I don't want to do that. I just want to win. All that stuff's going to get talked about.
I'd retire before I moved on to the Raiders.
All that stuff's going to get brought up. Listen, man, if you want to win, we can make this win. If Ziegler in the front office sit down and say, okay, here's what we can offer you. Here's a fair offer we have for you. Bang, bang, bang. This is the money we can use. We can save doing this deal for you. And here's what I want to do with this money. Here's what we can do. We can shore up these positions with this money. This is how we're going to win. And I don't think they're going to move from that. I really don't. Definitely, whatever they do end up offering Derek Carr, I don't think there's going to be a lot of wiggle room. I don't think there's going to be a lot of negotiation involved.
Well, yeah, you're completely wrong. There's going to be a ton of negotiation because you're a franchise quarterback. Now he's put himself in the corner, like we mentioned, saying I'm going to die a Raider and all this kind of stuff, right? But also you think like the economics of football, right? Like when he signed that deal, that $125 million 5-year deal 4 seasons ago, he was the highest paid quarterback in football for like 45, right? Because the salary cap goes up, quarterbacks are only becoming more and more valuable, right? So when he made that deal, he was the highest paid quarterback. 4 seasons later, he's the 15th highest paid quarterback going into next season, right? So I think what's going to happen this time is exactly what happened last time, is he got this monster deal and Raider fans like, oh, we're overpaying. Oh my God, this is terrible. I can't believe this. They got bamboozled. But then as time went on, we realized, oh, that was actually a good deal. That was a pretty good contract considering where the economics of the league and quarterbacks were going. I think he's going to get a monster deal similar to the one that he did 4 seasons ago. And it's going to look like too much, but it's eventually going to look like a quality contract. I don't know what the exact number is, but I guarantee what the number is going to be. There's going to be Raider fans saying we overpaid. Then as time goes on, as the economics become a little more obvious, people are going to say, okay, it worked out.
You think he'll hit that? You think he'll crack the top 10? You think he'll get 35 a year?
So the top quarterbacks now.
Do the per year
number. This is the cap. This is cap hit next season. Just for simple numbers, right? Cap hit next season. Matt Ryan, $48 million.
That was backloaded to
next. That was a backloaded contract, right? Aaron Rodgers, 46. Kirk Cousins, $45 million. Deshaun Watson, $40 million. Who knows what's going to happen there? Ryan Tannehill getting $38 million. Russell Wilson, $37 million. Patrick Mahomes, $35 million. Dak Prescott, $34 million. Jared Goff, $31 million. Carson Wentz, $28 million. So Derek Carr is easily better than Carson Wentz, Jared Goff, probably better than Tannehill, and comparable-ish to Kirk Cousins, right? I think he gets into the top 7-6 range, 30, 35 now. I think like probably in between Prescott and Mahomes, but I think he's only going to stay there for like a season or two, and then he's back to being number 15 that he is right now.
That's a brutal cap hit, man.
It is, but that's just like that's the economics of quarterbacks and the salary cap, like how it just works. Like you pay these quarterbacks a ton of money early, and then it kind of lessens the blow as time goes on, unless the quarterback gets worse, like Carson Wentz and Jimmy Garoppolo, Jared Goff, and then you're just like, oh crap, we're stuck with this bum.
Yeah. That's an absolutely brutal cap hit.
How long do you want the contract to be? 4 years?
3 years.
3?
3 years. I would. Oh my God, dude. The issue with the problem that Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler face is that they don't know what they have on their hands from their perspective while they're driving the bus.
Yeah, what can Carr do with us as
for them?
What did he do? Yeah,
exactly. I know what you can do in the league, but what can you do for us, right?
That's why I think he's going to get like a 5-year deal, because they're going to be like, hey, he's going to flourish under us. He's going to go nuts under us, and we don't want to have to do this renegotiation 3 years from now when he asks for more money. Let's lock him down now, and then when he takes off, we've got him locked up, and we don't have to worry about this again. I mean, that's what you're thinking if you're Ziegler and McDaniels, right? Like you're thinking we're going to take off with this guy. Let's lock him up and not let his value get higher because we've made him so much better.
Yeah, I mean, I was listening to Dan Orlovsky, and who was he talking to? I forgot. I apologize. I forgot who he was talking to. And they were actually talking about Derek Carr, and looking at it from a quarterback and a quarterback coach and an offensive coordinator perspective, you know that there were certain things that have been worked on, because with Derek Carr specifically, that's who we're talking about. because a lot of these things were in his scouting report from college, locks onto his primary receiver, stuff like that. And those are things that really that still creep up in 8 years into his career. And you ask yourself, as a Josh McDaniels coming in, like, how receptive is he going to be to me? How much of a headache is that going to be to me if my offense is built on him going through progressions? If one of the big things that I see is he still locks onto a receiver, like, is that going to be an issue going forward? If I know that previous coaches, coordinators, quarterback coaches, stuff like that, have been trying to work with him on that. If that's something that's still an issue, is that a huge red flag? I go, how is that going to work? So there's things that maybe is not a big deal for somebody. Like, for me, like, if I dated a chick and I found out that she smoked cigarettes, I was done.
Hey,
no,
if she smokes, she pokes. Everyone knows that.
Nope. That was just for me. Nope. Don't smoke cigarettes.
Crack's
I don't do
okay.
that.
Meth's okay.
Nope.
Cigarettes?
Hard drugs and cigarettes, I don't do. Sorry.
Pole. You want her to smoke pole?
She can smoke this pole for sure.
Pole. Okay.
But right. No, smoke cigarettes, that's me. But like the same thing with coaches. Coaches sometimes like, dude, this quarterback does this. This is just drives me fucking nuts.
Yeah.
And especially if they're a quarterback who's been in the league for a while and they still tend to do one thing. Sometimes these quarterbacks, coaches, or coordinators, now a head coach, have these quirks where they just don't like certain things about, or certain players that do certain things. We just don't know yet.
But McDaniels, I mean, I think you're right for the vast majority of offensive coordinators, head coaches, and quarterback coaches. But McDaniels has been his call, like what people praise him the most on is how diverse he is. Like, he can take any style quarterback and make him successful. So if I'm McDaniels, I'm thinking like, look, I made Mac Jones successful. Like, I was able to, like, I was part of Tom Brady's Hall of Fame career successful. I was able to do this with this guy and this with this guy, like very different quarterbacks. Like, I can take a Derek Carr, who's like, I can make him successful. Clearly, like, I made worse successful. And so I think and again, like, everything you're saying is right? You're like, all the concerns you have are valid. But I think if I'm McDaniels and I'm talking to Ziegler and we're kind of coming up what to do with Derek Carr's extension, we're thinking like, we're going to make this guy awesome. Let's lock him up now before he goes back to the negotiation table with, a passing title or an MVP, or I don't know, something, whatever they think they're going to be able to get out of him.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. I think I know Derek Carr was sad to lose Bisaccia. Yeah, he tweeted it very clearly. Obviously, he loved the guy, and we know how loyal he is, and loved Gruden, loved Bisaccia. But I think he's going to look back at this moment and say, it was a pretty nice day for old DC's bank account and trophy case.